All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Wednesday, April 21st, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everybody could hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go across the trading room side. Great to see Ken, Skip, Stefan, all of our students just before, Ron, Michael, Kathleen, Lewis. Great to see you all, including all of them, all of our members joining us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube. Welcome on back. So I got to say thank you, Fausto, for subbing in for me yesterday. I was somewhere that no one probably wants to be. So with that in mind, let's just hop right into today and this afternoon. We have class actually finishing up today, so I want to get more focused for that. For all of us that were joining me within the Phase 2 curriculum earlier this morning, we're going to kind of pick up where we had left off, but really interact with what we're going to be putting on our afternoon list here. So the way I kind of phrase it is the final class within the Phase 2 curriculum that I teach, and this would be the final class within the rotation that we go through. It's essentially like a mini Phase 3. So if you're a gold student, platinum, diamond student, make sure that you join this class. Silver student, of course, as well, especially because you won't be having access to Phase 3 come next week. So you want to get a little taste of what you can get going into next week. Join us live coming up this afternoon. So, hey, Clove, one of our students, Tina, ended up calling it out. She's been watching this, I know, across this whole week, and like alongside her, a lot of us, myself included. I didn't jump in though off the pop from 9 when I probably could have, when I should have really. Nonetheless, though, it popped up to a high of 924, pulled back down here a bit. Hopefully this could hold its support. You know, it's a stock up 5+%. We had it on our screen just to begin here, but you know, hey, I'll put this on our main list. We are very familiar with this stock over the last week and a half, and you know, tight spread, great liquidity, not expensive at all. So, you know, definitely going to put this on our list just to begin. I want to go right from top to bottom, folks. We have a stock that is screaming up still, and it's not the top percent gainer, although that's the warrants, but Skills, SKLZ. This thing's still going. And also another one that does have, you know, a tighter spread, good volume on the book for right now. It hasn't tested 1650 just yet, although the high of the day is 1647. I don't know the news on this stock. This just seems like a short squeeze to me. I mean, like there was really not much activity before the market opened up. I guess you could say it was trading volume, but there was no real trend to this trade. But look at this thing rip. So the news out on this, let's see if there's any. I got like no headline here dating back to this morning. Nothing in particular to today that led to this run up. Last headline before today was back from last Monday. Something to do with the NFL owning 5% of Genius Sports, blah, blah, blah. All right, well, Skills, we've been following this stock more off than on, but we've been following this stock really from the end of last year going into this year, a couple of big moves. And today, for right now, either way, news or not, this is making a really nice trend going into this point in the afternoon. So alongside Clove, this will definitely make the cut. All right, so I guess I'll now go from top to bottom in tradition here. WBT, number 2% gainer. I think the news out on this was a buyout, right? There was some buyout on this. They didn't give the cash per share transaction number. They gave the full valuation. I think it was like 4 billion plus. But nonetheless, typically buyouts don't move once they're announced. So this ended up making a beautiful run. I mean, I was totally thrown off by that. I was not expecting this to make any sort of good move after 9:30. Hey, built a beautiful trend, so I missed the boat on that. But now at this point, it's doing exactly what I would expect it to do. You know, the fact that it's at the highs, it makes it seem like a good opportunity for this afternoon. But I think trading 94 million shares, whereas before today, this company was trading on average 1.2. I don't know the float on this stock. I don't really care because at this point I'm going to move on, but I guess just for anyone else that does, I will check it out. Actually, it does have a decent float, 140 million share float. So what exactly does that mean comparative to like a 2.47 million share float? You know, really quickly, it's to say that if they want to squeeze this up, if by any measure this ends up popping here, then there is a better ability for this to have more fuel left in the gas tank and for this to run. But I just personally don't expect it. I mean, for any other time this stock made any sort of big pop or drop, what happens? Looks like back in 2020 with the pandemic took a nosedive. Yeah, this stock rarely has even made a big move for us in terms of news or volatility. So You know what? I'm going to take the odds here and say that this stock is pretty exhausted. Normally for a stock near the highs, we'd be, oh, it's going to move up higher. Yeah, skills is one thing. This SKLZ, this is different. So this definitely makes the cut. The Clove makes the cut. Another one I'll probably run into it here in just a moment. FSR, that will probably make the cut. Let's see what else we got here first. AVGR. Yeah. This ASXC stock, try saying that 3 times fast. It's at the highs. This is at the highs. The stock's trading 16 million shares total today. It trades roughly that much on average. That's not really too excessive. I'd rather focus on this, although it doesn't seem like it's that lively. Make our list. It'll be near the bottom. This ASXC, it's like a cheap opportunity if the stars align. Oh, it'll push up here. Another penny. Timber, unfortunately, I called this out earlier saying it made a big pop, just came right back down and flattened out. Now a big drop. All right, let's kind of jump through this quickly because, again, our whole focus for this afternoon is really preparing to trade the close, preparing to trade the volatile market session here. So I'll kind of just jump ahead to some trades that I see here, like Mavis, MVIS. Officially Microvision, I nickname it MVIS, or Mavis, but MVIS squeezing back up over the 1250 level as we speak. There seems to be an order on the ask at 1254, preventing it from moving higher as of right now. So definitely for right now, this, let's nickname it Mavis Microvision, though. We'll definitely put this on our list. There's the FSR. Where was it? Just kind of refreshed on my scanner here. FSR. So I was commenting on this a second ago, saying likely we would be putting this on our list. And definitely, it's at the highs as we speak, accelerating up beautifully. Now, here's the thing, though. Look at the trend line that I have on this, chart. I feel a false breakout incoming. I feel a pop and drop incoming at the least. If not right from here, then maybe it goes up to 15 first. Looking really strong on the way up. I know that Ken picked up 18 cents just a moment ago. Maybe it goes up to 15 first, but I feel like it could come right back down towards where I put this trend line. I know it's not showing it's off the tippy highs here, but it's off the consistent highs that we're holding well off of this peak, which was really strong. And now at this point, so I'd just be mindful of that. But either way, really strong stock on the way up for right now, and just otherwise pretty volatile. If it goes the other way, perhaps that could be a really good short opportunity. Actually, I say that because Mavis, I ended up shorting from the 1250 level earlier here off this peak. Notice I have the trend line here for this too. So I'm thankful I just remembered this, but I ended up shorting this from 1250. I was stuck in a little turbulence early on. I didn't get stopped out at least, but made for a nice drop. FSR could do the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I did. Okay, good. All right. Let's see what else we got here across the gainers end here. Market is up once again, thankfully for right now. And we'll jump to Bitcoin in a minute also, folks. I know that there's a few of us on social media right now. If you've been following myself when I do the meetings, I show Bitcoin. I haven't had it up since the end of last week. So I was out from Tuesday. We had class on Monday. I was not expecting Bitcoin to make the big drop over the weekend. So I do want to bring that up and just show you where it's at, what's to come if it drops more. Canon near the highs. It looks a little slow, but good spread. We're familiar with the stock. Looks like a stack of orders under or above the high of the day, right off 1390. Ken says right away, FSR large selling here, as I'm kind of juggling both this platform and the chat board, right? Let's see what else we got. OCGN, familiar name. Ooh, no. Ooh, my scanner refreshed here. Pesky trade station. Let's see. What else we got? OCGN. Starting to rev back up again, this stock. It ended up coming out with good news over the pre-market. Ended up making a nice run up. Most of us were trading this early in pre-market, including myself. I ended up getting in pretty late to the party, but still picked up 15 cents. But man, ended up diving off after the market opened up, ended up false breaking, dropped right back down. But hey, right now this stock is still giving it a go. And I know this stock has a decent float. So let me just take a quick look here. Where are we at here? OCGN, yeah, 181 million share float, trading 104 right now. I mean, it's trading a little bit more compared to what it does on an average basis. That's for certain. But hey, it still seems like it could be opportunistic. On the way up for right now. If it holds resistance roughly off of, and it's getting close to it, but roughly off of like that 630-ish line, 625-ish, right over here. Then if it false breaks from there and comes down, that could be another short. So either way, it's pretty similar to some of the other opportunities that we have so far. We'll put this on our list just given the volatility here. All right, so let's hop over to the losers list, folks. I see a couple of us on YouTube, a couple of us live inside Cyber Group, just with some call outs here of your own. I'm just going to get to that in a second. DGLY, I want to bring up really fast. I know I mentioned this at least for those of us inside the trading room. For those of us on YouTube, you weren't there to hear me call this out, but briefly, I know that Fausto gave us 2 cents on this from pre-market, but I was holding this into the after hours. Oh my goodness. I knew that they were going to have the Chauvin trial thing out there by 4:30. It dropped off a bit, and I hung in the trade. But afterwards, I was like, all right, well, at this point, it's certainly not moving up. I got out, and I guess that was before more news on that came out at the time. Whew, that was dangerous. That could have led to a big shake right back down. And I mean, man, even today, it hasn't done anything, this trade, the DGLY. No sort of like squeeze, dead cat bounce, pop and drop, and nothing. So unfortunately, that was so good into the close yesterday and continued going. But I mean, geez, you didn't expect that drop. All right, so going down the list here, GOF down 10+%. Not a whole lot really to write home about there. And also on the same end, U1. Also this year too. I would have thought this had a nice close yesterday with what happened. We're not going to talk about that part of it. Just saying, given the opportunity on this stock, it's provided us some huge pops in the past and moving up into the close. This ended up, dumping off also. It's unfortunate. Netflix off earnings. We're not going to day trade that. UVXY inverse ETF comparative to what the market's doing. This is pretty close to 100. Ooh, right on cue. This Piton trade, Peloton just broke down below 100, a major support level. Now, when I say broke below it, it's not necessarily like the break to go short. The more it does, the more that you think it's going to drop off more, but it had a really tough time at first off the initial break. You would expect that, and that led to a nice squeeze up to begin, but has since just pulled back a bit more. I mean, hey, Peloton, if you tend to, do the options on it, if you're going to trade this on a couple shares and play around, then, hey, go for it. Otherwise, it's more of a level 3 to 4 stock minimum. And that's saying just tight spread here too. All right, so Halliburton here, another stock that we tend to focus on at least a bit. All right, that just about does it, folks. I don't really see much else across the losers end here. I mean, the market's up. I always say if there's, an up market, I wouldn't expect for there to be a whole lot on the losers end. Got from RJF. Let's take a look here. The TYHT trade. Ooh, nice. Yeah, definitely skipped over this. Damn. Good call. Pushing up nicely now, and even, from before. It's more of an afternoon move. Looks like it's on a... This definitely has a low float. That's for sure. I would put a lot of money on that, and if I'm wrong, well, I didn't say how much. So let's see. Yeah, it's got a... 3.6 million share outstanding, so it's low to begin. 2.47 million share float. So nice explosive run up. We're going to put this on our list. It's still, holding up nicely. Just if the volume continues to die out, if this, false breaks and dumps right back down below, where you had entered from, be careful. In fact, I would personally look to get out because it's very likely, if that were to be the case, that it could just go the complete other way, dump immediately back down to where it had popped from. So for right now, definitely a great call. TYHT, hopefully it gives us a lot more left. AMC from Mitch. Nice push up right now. It's not up a whole lot percentage-wise, so wouldn't have found it on the gainer side. That's fine. Good sideless stock. We talked about this from earlier today inside class. The AMC trade and then He's very eager to make his next call out here. MTSL, nice pop. There you go, Mitch. All right, pushing up nicely. This one definitely will make the cut, the MTSL. AMC, good side list stock, though. That's for sure, too. Even if I don't put this on the main list, if you folks do well on this stock more consistently than not, or more frequent than, I'm tripping over my words here. If you do pretty well on this stock, then I would focus on AMC. It's been a long day of talking there. Pardon me for that. Terry's saying CCL from the Cyber Group room. I feel like with the market up, you might just get a whole lot that's pushing upward with the market. CCL. Let's just check out airlines, cruise lines all together. AAL doesn't look like it's up a whole lot, but that's because of the pre-market funky spike up at like 7 o'clock. This is at the high of the day. NCLH here, I know one of us just chatted just before. I'm looking back at the chat board, Norman, right now. So it looks just like there's a whole lot of stocks that are moving with the market, moving up at least for right now into the close. So, it's going to be tough for me to put every single one of them on, right? So for right now, I'd say this. I would stick with the stocks that are on the main list, but if there is one that you know that you nail, then I would put that on your personal watch list and give it a shot. A stock like BNGO, Ken is asking here on the chat board. It's near the high of the day. That's for sure. Plus 8.5% today. I'm reluctant on putting this on our main list. I just feel like this isn't going to continue pushing, but it's close enough to the highs for me to definitely give this at least a shot. And this is one that I did well on from earlier today myself. So, I was even a little reluctant on putting BNGO on our list here, but I guess this will do for right now also. Ken was saying, no, I was saying bingo the game. Yeah, sure. All right, what else we got here? Chuck saying plug losing momentum. Yeah, well, you called that out earlier. Is at the highs, another side list stock, and if that's at the highs, then FCell pretty close to there. Ken previously calling out GALT, GALT, side list stock, perhaps for a couple of us. It's been pretty volatile over the last few days. It's up 6%. It's at the highs. Damn. All right. See, this is where I say it's tough for me to consolidate a watch list down to a list of 4 or 5 for you folks. That's why I say for you folks from this list to try and cut it down yourself based on your personal preferences. If you're more of a level 3 to 5 trader, you're probably going to be more focused on FSR, skills, maybe MVIS. If you're more of a level 1 or 2 student, hey, I mean, BNGO looks pretty decent. OCGN looks all right still at this point. So, that's where I'll say, even if we have a lot of stocks on the watch list, it's not hard for you to try and limit the list down yourself. And, that's where we're going to kind of leave off going into the class later on today. RJF here in YouTube, I want to give him a shout. He picked up 18 cents on his call on the TYHT trade. He got out. He was in at 660. Said the spread looks lousy. Took the profit. Yeah, it's fine. You could always re-enter if you feel confident enough for the stock to make another move later on. And if the stock moves up without you, you move on to another stock. That's fine. Tina saying Clove. Oh, that was from earlier. But yeah, Clove is still on our list. Clove is, volatile enough. Good side list stock as is. Checking out Benzinga Pro here pretty quickly just before we finish up here. The only thing I'm looking at that I see familiar, the solo stock. 420 resistance. 140,000 share order on the ask. Definitely level 1. Interesting. All right. I guess this will make the cut too. I'll kind of put this near the bottom also kind of alongside that ASXC stock from before. This thing looks lifeless. All right. So for right now, folks, a big list, like I'd said, again, it's for you to now kind of chop this list down to a few and start with that at least going into the next 10, 15 minutes. You don't want to get caught up trying to follow every single call out that we're making here in the trading room between all of our students, even myself and Rich and Fausto. If there's stuff on our list that you are very familiar with, that you feel confident about entering very shortly from right now, then start with that. And if that stock doesn't make the big move that you're expecting it to make, then at that point, after the next 10 minutes, move on to something else. Then you work together as a team inside Cyber Group, see what else we get, and then go from there. All right. So for all of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, I appreciate you joining me as always. If you haven't had the chance to do this, please just make sure that you like, subscribe, notify. That helps us out on YouTube. That's youtube.com/cybertradingyou. That'll also help you to know when we're going live, when we're not. And then alongside that, if you've yet to join us live inside Cyber Group, our live professional trading room, feel free to go right down to the link on the banner below just to get started. All right. For all of us there, I'm going to post the picks. For all of us there, Rich is going to post the link for class. And for all of us there, I look forward to it. I look forward to 3:05 Eastern time later on today. All right, folks, take care.